Michelle Sung Wie West, who was also known as the female Tiger Woods, was molded for excellence at a young age. Michelle Wie was supposed to be a force in the game, but unfortunately things didn't go as planned. So what could have happened? Do you think this female Tiger Woods will make a comeback? Will she live up to the hype? In today's video, we'll look at what happened to Michelle Wie. Michelle Wie is an American professional golfer born on the 11th of October 1989 in the Hawaiian capital, Honolulu. Her parents were from South Korea and came to the U.S. in 1980. Wee Byung-wook. Her father was a professor of travel industry management at the University of Hawaii and a decent golfer, while Bo, her mother, competed in a Miss Korea beauty pageant and was a former women's amateur golf champion in 1985, so golfing was definitely in her blood. Sang Kyu Wee, her paternal grandfather, was an emeritus professor at the university in the country's capital, Seoul National University. If Michelle didn't venture into golfing, maybe she would have been a professor. Who knows? Michelle, who was a dual citizen of South Korea and the United States, renounced her South Korean citizenship in February 2013. And at the age of 4, she started to pick up golf. In 2000, Wee participated in a significant event that caught the attention of the media and fans for her considerable achievement, when she became the youngest golfer to qualify for the U.S. Women's Amateur Public Links Championship at the age of 10. She started winning at most of the events, and her ability stunned golfing fans worldwide. After the winning at the Junior Golf Association's tournament in Hawaii, her parents felt she could be a strong contender in major events. Michelle is an outstanding golfer who regularly strikes the ball 300 yards off the tee, almost 50 yards further than the average female golfer. Nearly 6 feet in height and nearly 150 pounds, Wee has the muscle and talents to match several experienced players. In 2003, her father said to the golf world that Michelle has always enjoyed hitting the ball harder. However, the direction the ball moves doesn't matter to her. She wants to hit the ball harder. Having been coached by her father for years at the age of 9, she began scoring better on the course compared to her parents. In January 2004, Wee competed in a men's PGA tournament, the Sony Open, and just missed the cut by 1 stroke in the second round, beating 46 men on the PGA Tour. She was just 13 when she made the cut at the U.S. Open and was recognized as the youngest golfer ever to make such a cut in all of golfing history. She signed sponsorship deals with Sony and Nike at a very young age, worth $10 million per year. In 2014, Michelle won at the U.S. Women's Open, marking her first major victory. Michelle had a promising career and is one of the most notable women golfers globally. She was recognized as a world-class golfer even before 16. In an article, it was reported as "We swing is like a dream. No 150-weight-pound golfer has ever hit 300-yard shots and made it look so gentle." She was also the youngest champion of the U.S. Women's Amateur Public Links and the youngest to qualify for an LPGA Tour event. Michelle Wie got selected for the first time at the Takafuji Classic in 2002. A part of the Ladies Professional Golf Association Tour, a determined player, and an outstanding student at Puna House School in Honolulu, Wie decided to take some time from her academics and decided to study golf. The pro golfer studied under Gary Gilchrist at the David Ledbetter Golf Academy, Florida. While she had a great time getting prepared there under the guidance of Gary, who had worked with many young golfers, he said that he doesn't know if he will ever see a woman golfer who can hit the ball so hard, and it sometimes looks scary. Like many young golf fans, Michelle admires some of the golf top players, especially Ernie Els and Tiger Woods. Unlike many young golfers, Michelle had the opportunity to meet her icons during the 2004 Mercedes Championships. Tiger and Ernie generously gave Michelle some good guidance and boosted her confidence, more through their love and attention. Els invited Michelle to join him for the practice round. Els had heard about Wie's talent, and he became impressed after she displayed it. Golf World reported in an article that Els helped boost her confidence and putting strokes, and after Els watched Wie's swing for 18 holes, he understood why she was nicknamed the Big Wheezy, coined from Els' nickname the Big Easy. Els had this to say: "To be frank, I don't think I've come across any lady golfers swing the club as good as Wie does. I think she gets down into her stride. She's going to be hitting the ball as long as any female golfer has ever hit it. Despite reaching success at a very young age, Michelle had no plans to become a professional golfer until she graduated. She had plans to attend Stanford University, the same college Tiger Woods studied. Her goals became simple but not easy. After turning into a professional, she wanted to become a dominant player in the golfing history of both PGA and LPGA. She was determined to play at the Masters, the most prestigious tournament regularly hosted by Augusta National Golf Club, Georgia. Wie displayed not just her talent, but showed confidence and courage by competing in men's tour events. PGA, the Sony Open at Wailea Country Club, the youngest to ever play at the PGA event. After her initial round, she was one stroke away from the cutoff. Unfortunately, she did not qualify in the third round and was tied up in 8th place in the overall scoring. The golf fans described her swing as perfect and needs slight improvement in her putting. Bobby Verwey, the former South African pro golfer, was Michelle Wie's caddy at the Sony Open and reported that those were the best golf swings he had ever seen, and everybody is just looking to have those flexible, perfect swings. Wie, for the second time, entered the Kraft Nabisco Championship in 2004 and finished the tour. She was also a member of the Curtis Cup. No player was over 25 years of age at the Curtis Cup, and the group's average age was slightly over 18, and Michelle Wie was the youngest among the 8-member squad by 2 years. The youngest U.S. crew won the award, defeating the Ireland team and Great Britain. The team won the Curtis Cup every time since 1996. After the significant victory at the Curtis Cup in 2004, Wie was disappointed when she lost at the WAPL Championship, and later the same year, she failed at the U.S. Amateur Public Links. Wie was found at the hub of controversy with lots of ups and downs. Occasionally, USGA, which conducts amateur and professional national championships every year, offers an exemption to players at the Men's and Women's Open, letting players join the tournament without winning or qualifying any rounds. Wie was given a particular exemption to participate at the U.S. Women's Open in 2004, but when Wie's exemption was declared, many professional players voiced their disapproval. They deemed that Wie should achieve herself to get into the event and that it would be unfair to other professional golfers. Many players stated that her presence on the tour would attract more sponsors and more ticket buyers, and hence the officials exempted Wie. Wie silenced many of her critics when she played fair enough to get the third round, where many players were eliminated by that time, and she completed the tournament achieving 13th place. While Wie was identified as the country's most talented golf player, earning millions of dollars a few years ago, now it seems like emerging health issues have prevented Wie from accomplishing her best at recent matches. In fact, she hasn't scored her best despite taking part in several LPGA events. Her deteriorating health may be the cause behind her uneven playing. The problem initially started with her wrists, and later from her back, hips, and ankles. She also suffered from a respiratory infection, which kept her far from the golf course. To make things even more complex, she recently learned she is allergic to certain foods. After getting married to Johnny West, Wie retired, and the Korean-American golfer said that she thought it would be tough for her to come back. Wie wedded Johnny West, the son of the NBA legend Jerry West, and he's the Golden State Warriors' director of basketball operations. After birthing her daughter, McKenna Yuna West, on June 19, 2020, she focused entirely on taking care of her. The injuries forced Wie to retire from golf, but she decided to come back after 2 years and participated in the Kia Classic. Wie agreed to come back because former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani joked about her after Giuliani made vulgar comments about her. During the podcast program, Giuliani said, "Michelle Wie is gorgeous. She is 6 feet. She has a strange putting stance. She bent over and her panties showed, and the press was going crazy. They were trying to take pictures of her panties. It's not me. It's not you. It's her panties." After the comment, which outraged Michelle, Giuliani referred to the story as a joke. Michelle Wie found it unsettling that such an inappropriate story would be made by a public figure. She felt it would have been reasonable if he referred to her beating the male golfers and leading her team to victory. She felt surprised that he chose to objectify her, referencing her panties and what she wore, instead of discussing the elite skill level women now play at. In response to her putting style, Michelle used to bend down close to 90% while putting. Wie responded by saying, "My putting stand 6 years ago was designed to improve my putting stats," she wrote, which ended up winning her the US Open, not as an invitation to look up my skirt. Wie West said that if she returns to golf, she will get numerous chances to speak her mind, and she wants her daughter to grow up in a world where women athletes are celebrated. Can she make her swings look effortless like before? Do you think Wie will make a comeback that will shock the golf world? Let us know in the comments section below.